Guy.
We just watched Fall Guy.
And I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was well made in a lot of respects.
I don't think I liked it.
That's okay.
I mean, okay. All right.
Let's be positive.
Yes. Let's be positive.
That should be our focus.
It felt... Did it feel like a long movie to you?
Oh, yeah.
It felt really long.
But I'm being positive.
But we're being positive.
Because when it, you know... Okay, anyway.
Good stuff.
So I'll tell you what I was thinking, like, as it was moving. Shortly after the movie started.
Okay.
And I was wondering, what kind of movie is this? Were you thinking that?
The beginning, like the first quarter of the movie, the tone was like not... You saw the trailer?
Yeah.
It was not like the trailer at all.
No, it wasn't.
And then it kind of started to pick up a little bit when you see Emily Blunt. And then it really didn't get going until about halfway through the movie.
Yeah, when
it kind of settled in.
when the, you know... Oh, spoilers, by the way. We're just gonna...
I think it's just a spoiler review this time.
It is.
Yeah, right off the top.
And we're both tired. We're not going to be thoughtful.
No, we're not. I'm wide awake.
I'm not.
2 cups of coffee today.
I should have.
It's a nighttime review, too, so this is a different thing.
That was a thread in this movie.
I
like
it?
I like
yeah,
the coffee.
well, okay. I remember
really
the coffee thing. The coffee thing was nice.
Yeah,
it was a nice little touch.
I thought there were a lot of things that I liked.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things I liked about this movie.
I'll tell you my favorite thing.
Tell me.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's great.
Was so good.
Yeah, he's just great.
He carried the whole thing. The writing... Okay.
Since we're on Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
We don't have to go to writing. Let's talk about Ryan Gosling for a while.
Let's do it.
Yeah, like, I feel like that's the only reason anyone's going to see this movie. Emily Blunt's fine. She's cool.
I think people will come for Emily Blunt too. They're both at the tops of their careers, I feel like. So
yeah, but Ryan Gosling is
at
the top of the industry.
I think he might be like the guy right now.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's anyone bigger right now in the world in movies.
Yeah, well, he's like 5'11".
That's not what I meant.
I agree.
We're not.
So no, he's taller than us. He can do action, clearly. He's a big stunt man. And I feel like a lot of his character in this movie call back to other movies that he's done. Drive.
Like when he plays stuntman in Drive?
Drive, of course.
And Rolled a Car at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, I forget Drive, like most of it. I think I fell asleep.
I love Drive. I've seen it like
I want to go watch it again.
Times.
A little bit of like call outs to La La Land. We were talking about before this. Not one of your favorites. One of my favorites.
Because being
because I'll tell you
why. It wasn't in LA at all.
No, it wasn't in LA, but at the end of the movie, it's a love story as well. The end of the movie, he does this like pep up kind of talk thing to her about her production. Very similar
La La Land
to La La Land. I don't know why I said it that way.
Well, he also always
does.
I mean, he always plays Ryan Gosling, so that's...
But who out there can do action, comedy, just kind of like brooding, like hold a scene without talking for a long time? I don't know. He has an interesting mix.
Yeah, he can
that
not
nobody
talk,
else can
or
do.
he can talk constantly.
Yeah,
and he pulls it off.
It's really weird. He's good.
He's really good.
He was on almost every single frame of the movie for good reason.
Yeah.
Main character and all, but he was good.
Yeah. Well, there's no one else kind of... I mean, there are other people who are kind of up there with him, but he's like, like, we've pushed out a lot of people like Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise, and like all these people are aging out of leading man roles.
Yeah.
What is Ryan Gosling, like 40?
I don't even know. Probably,
I think he's
40. Yeah.
I think he's my age because I'm 40 plus.
Guys,
been in the industry for a long time, but yeah, he is astonishing. His just presence, his range, his command, his gregariousness.
He's good.
Yeah, he does a great job.
And I will say, I'm gonna go a negative thing again to flip it to a positive, but the comedic writing of the movie was really bad. Like I don't think there was any writing that I remember that was just good on its face. Ryan Gosling made it funny, or there was like situational humor and things like that. But
it was bad, but it had a weird self-awareness to it that I think it was like, there was a couple times where it subverted kind of your expectations of the trajectory of a scene. The one I remember the most was when he was sitting in the car and doing the reminiscing, and you're like, you just kind of,
The Taylor Swift song?
Yeah, your eyes start to
Yeah.
glaze over, and then all of a sudden she's like, knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
And again, because of the strength of Ryan Gosling's ability to perform through these scenes, and you feel his awkwardness and everything, you're suddenly like, oh, okay, this is funny. I'm back in the movie. So they did that a bunch.
It did flirt with that.
They
line
really
a little
did
bit.
do that a bunch of times. There were a
Yeah.
handful of other ones that I can't recall off the top of my head, but I liked that, and I kind of feel like they were doing that sort of intentionally as a, we know this isn't the greatest thing anyone's
think they
ever
knew?
written. I do. I really do think they actually do, because I think the
I'm not
whole
sure.
point of the movie was
It's
to
just a setup for.
well, they said they introed it, like the director and Ryan Gosling intro. I looked at the camera. Hey, camera. Hey,
I'm
audience.
looking at the camera. I think we should talk about this. It's okay. Look at the camera.
It is okay.
It is okay. It's not an interview. We're looking at the people.
We are.
We're just involving them in the chat we're having in our car.
All right.
They're
there.
staring at us through the front windshield, if
All
you
right.
will.
All right, Space Cowboy.
Okay. Hey.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were we?
So the director and Ryan Gosling introed
Yeah.
the movie, and they called it a love letter to stunts.
Yeah. It was.
Which I
very
think
much
that
a
was
love-
all they really wanted to do, was just
But I think
an
that
excuse
held
to
it-
do a butt ton of stunts.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That was fun. But it held it back in the beginning because it's like at the very maybe first 10 minutes of the movie, it needed to kind of grab you
Yeah.
with a little bit of comedy, and it was like too much of that love letter to stunts and the
Yeah.
behind the scenes nature of movie making, which is fun.
It was interesting.
It was well done,
I have
but
a feeling there
didn't-
was a decent chunk of realism. I'm sure it was sensationalized, but in
Yeah.
terms of how it's interesting. I've never been on a movie. Well, been on tiny
it
movie
felt
sets,
real.
but,
It
yeah.
it felt like it was made by somebody who has done that role, like been a stuntman and been in that situation and behind the scenes of a gazillion movies.
Yeah.
And little like nuggets of, small talk around the set and things. Felt real. Like that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I did not hate this movie.
Yeah.
It's just didn't love it. I don't know. I had no expectations for it.
There were
But-
definitely times when I was getting bored.
Yeah.
I will happily.
I think you could chop
readily
half an
admit.
hour out of that movie pretty easily.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just
it'd be hard to do, but
recut it and make it a different movie. Okay, so we got to wind back because we're at Alamo Draft House in Richardson, Texas. And Alamo Draft House, if you haven't been, does these really cool little pre-shows.
Yeah.
And they showed a lot of clips from, I'm sure a lot of you know, The Fall Guy. It's
See, I
not a
didn't know.
movie. It was
I
a
didn't
TV
know.
show in
Oh.
the 80s.
Okay.
It went off the air when I was like 2 or something like that, but it was barely in syndication for like a sliver of my childhood, and I would catch bits of it.
just a couple seasons.
It was only a few seasons long. I remember that it was called The Fall Guy. I remember that there was action in it. I
Yeah.
remember that my dad would watch it on occasion and laugh, and that's all. Because I was 6 or 7 when it was on.
It was just a stunt guy doing.
Well,
cool
it was this.
stuff.
He was a stunt guy, but
Had to secretly save
it's
the day.
it's like a serial show. So he would get caught up in something that's happening, something's going on, and he's got to kind
New
of step
movie
in.
every. They're shooting a new movie every episode.
Well, basically.
That's kind of fun.
I don't know if they're shooting a new movie every episode.
Okay.
I don't know. He might have. I can't remember if he was actually a working stuntman or if he was out of work.
Yeah.
He lived in some like ramshackle shed and was always in a bathtub that was on his porch.
Okay.
But they did. So Ryan Gosling's, and it's the same. The character's name's the same. Colt Seavers was the name of the character in the movie.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure. What was Emily Blunt's character's name? I forget. Donna. It wasn't Donna.
I forget. It was just a name.
Bella. No.
What the heck was it?
Doesn't matter.
Jenny. Judy. Was it Judy?
Might have been Judy.
I can't remember.
It might have been Judy. I think they shared a name, and I think she was a camera operator. Maybe not. She was
Okay.
blonde.
Yeah.
She was way too pretty in the show for the
In the
slob
first version?
in the TV show.
Yeah.
But his truck from the show, Ryan Gosling's Colt Seavers, had the exact truck.
Which one?
His old truck.
So when you see the product placement.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, his old truck, like
Okay.
before. When you see, like after he
It was a
breaks his
callback
back,
to that.
and then you see he's like
yeah.
living the hard life. He had the truck at that point, which I thought was super cool.
Okay.
And then all the flashbacks and when they're doing donuts and stuff, it's in his cool old truck. So I appreciated that.
Okay.
That's fun.
I don't know how many people have heard. I've never heard of this show.
Yeah, you're just barely not old enough.
I guess I'm just out of that range. But and we were talking about this before when that trailer played. I was like, I don't really like 80s movies, and it's not entirely true. As soon as I said that, there are obviously a lot of 80s action movies that I love, but the low budget 80s, like probably made on cocaine, kind of,
Because everybody was.
because everybody was on cocaine.
That's what they
in the
say in
80s.
movies, at least.
That's what they say. I wasn't alive. I don't know. Well, I was alive. For
I don't even know what cocaine looks like.
I couldn't tell you. I think you just put it on your pancakes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. This had
And
a little
under your
bit of that
pillow.
energy to it. A couple moments.
energy.
Little cocaine energy, didn't it?
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, the stunts were really good.
Yeah. Especially the big
really
stunt
creative.
Scene. Can we just get to the big stunt scene? Was the
Which one was the biggest?
I would say it was the driving
The chase
scene with the dump truck thing. What
Him
was that truck?
riding the
Riding
I don't know.
the
It's like a garbage truck or something. I'm not
the
sure.
bed of the truck, the detachable bed of the truck, and it's spinning and they're punching
That was
and
very
stuff.
cool.
That was fun. I love that.
I did love that.
Yeah. I'm blanking on some of the other stunts sequences. I really remember that one. That one sticks out.
I mean, the fight in the Stars apartment, I appreciated with the stunt coordinator guy who was funny.
He was okay. I didn't realize who he was until about halfway through the movie. He's the guy from Black Panther. He's like, we are vegetarians. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh wait, the other
leader
tribal
guy.
leader
The
guy.
tribal leader. Yeah, that's who it was.
Bombay.
Yeah. It's that guy. He was good.
What are they saying?
I didn't like him in the first half of the movie. He didn't have a lot of chemistry with Ryan Gosling, but then the second half of the movie, I don't know if it was the writing or something, he was good.
He was good comic relief.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what dragged
What?
really bad.
You figured out?
Was the whole scene with where she kept lighting him back on fire and then they were having the megaphone conversation? That was rough, man. Like,
it was bad. It was so long.
I appreciated that they were
Yeah.
trying to do something. They
Uh-huh.
were like, we're gonna use the plot for the movie that we're making as a metaphor to do like
air
a
out their
postmortem of our
grievances.
own relationship.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if anyone's ever done that.
The only thing that was funny about that, I don't know, probably, but I don't know. The megaphone was kind of a funny like device, but the only thing that was funny was the aliens kind of around the situational humor with the aliens.
looking at like every time they would turn their head. And
Yeah. That
and
was
the fact that I think it was hilarious because I don't know why they would actually have voice changers built in the suit because I would assume on the set.
on the set, yeah, it's like one of those things where you still need to, you're making a movie about
You need to,
making a
like,
movie,
be
but it
in
still
the-
needs to be a movie. You like breaking the realism of it or something. Yeah, it was kind of silly,
I
but
mean, that's
it needed it. A little bit of
It
comedic.
was funny that you put on this head and just magically it changes your voice to alien voice
Yeah,
pretty effectively.
it was good. Speaking of voices, Emily Blunt's voice, did she, like, you could barely hear her. She was like really soft spoken because she's British, but in the movie she was playing an Australian, or is she Australian?
No, I think she was
She was
doing
just
her
like
accent.
really soft spoken during the whole movie.
Yeah,
Her
nice.
acting was kind of off for me.
I just don't think she's that great an actor.
Do we not say actress
Uh,
anymore?
Oh, okay. There's a connection here. So
I'm learning things today.
if you haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's one of the best movies ever. It's
a great movie.
It's about an
Mhm.
actor and his stuntman.
yes,
And, there is a great scene with Leonardo DiCaprio and this little girl, and she says something. She's, well, as an actor, and then she puts in a little footnote, and she's like, and I say actor, not actress, because the word actress is nonsensical. And then she goes on. That's just
Okay.
always stuck with me.
I remember
I
that.
thought it was really clever.
All right, she made some good points.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of a good point. So I'm here for it.
Equality on screen.
I'm gonna call Emily Blunt an
It's
actor.
the quality of your acting
You're an
was
actor.
subpar for Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
All things being equal.
She can be an actor. She doesn't have to be a good one. But
Yeah. I mean, she had some good, fight scenes herself. I don't know why she was
I think
also
she's
good
pretty,
at fighting.
I think
but
she's pretty physical.
okay. The other thing,
She
there were
did
a lot of references.
Edge of Tomorrow, and she was.
That's what I was gonna say.
Super fighty.
So yeah, I think there were some callbacks to his career, Ryan Gosling's, and then the whole setup of the movie being an alien movie
Okay, was a
callback to Edge of Tomorrow, I think, which is my favorite movie from her. I think she's really good in that. That's a super solid sci-fi movie.
I'm a quiet,
maybe-
I'm a Quiet Place fan, but
Maybe that's what they were doing. Quiet Place is good too. Yeah. But I think that's my favorite movie from her. So I was picking up on that, I guess. It was really quite a silly movie.
quite a silly movie.
The music, I thought at times was pretty great.
For the score,
The score,
Or the soundtrack.
the comedic score when they cut to like the actual movie, the Mother World Metal World was Dune, wasn't it? Wasn't it just straight up Dune music?
I don't think it was straight up Dune, but it was a very, very strong homage. I think it was intentional, and then
I had to be intentional, but I was
again, spoiler alert: Jason Momoa at the end, I think was a definite yes.
We're just ripping off Dune.
We're ripping Dune. This is funny. Look at us.
But no, I was saying the rock songs, like the actual music in it.
It was like Dune meets
Wonder Woman.
No, not just the music, but like the movie itself meets. Why am I blanking? Mad Max, Fury Road.
Yeah,
and Dune.
That's just a lot of like
together.
callbacks and references and stuff in this movie. But I wanted to say, one of my favorite songs of all time. Do you know what it is? Was in this movie?
I don't know, man.
I believe in a thing called love.
The Darkness.
Yeah, The Darkness. Such a lot of people don't know that song.
It's a great song,
but I think it's one of the best songs of all time, and I'm so glad it was. I'll stand by that.
And it's
so glad it was in here.
It's kind of a joke, the song, but also amazing.
But it's a really good song. yeah, the music video is like a silly movie set kind of thing. Yeah, so it totally fits in. I don't actually remember what scene it was over. I just remember like, oh, I love this song. This is nice.
I think it was during one of the. Was it during? It was like the build up to the big final fight, which I actually. I will admit to all of you on YouTube, I was starting to nod off during the big end sequence.
The ending was so long.
Didn't stop.
I bet that final sequence was like a half an hour long.
I missed what they. So did they have the dailies? Were they trying to fly off in the helicopter with the dailies?
Just the audio recording?
Is that what they were? What the audio recording was like evidence?
I think they had captured him like admitting to his crime, and they had it on the audio.
I missed that part.
But it's okay. So very much spoiler, I guess. We're so far into this territory, but they're in a helicopter.
Sure.
Why weren't they flying away? They were just hovering.
Why didn't they just take off?
Yeah, they were just like 100 feet above the ground for like 15 minutes.
Colt Sievers needed to do that awesome freaking jump.
Did a great jump.
Which was amazing.
Some gymnastics moves on the bottom of the helicopter.
I have never seen someone go from one runner to the other runner in a movie.
Yeah, we'll shook the helicopter a little bit. You know,
that was very good.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they should have like taken a moment to just introduce Ryan Gosling's stuntman. I don't know why they did.
I think, like in the movie itself?
Yeah, like in the movie.
They were doing that in the credits.
Yeah, I saw that in the credits. But they didn't really show it super clearly.
So bad I ran out of there and I was over it. But
that's okay.
That was kind of nice, but they could have folded it into the movie, I think, very seamlessly.
I think so too.
Like had a meet. You know the other reference? Have you seen?
Or that could have been like the closing. Like they could have kind of done the final stunt, and then he could have stood up and turned around, and it would not be Ryan Gosling, and he'd be like, "Oh, nailed it!" And they'd be like, "Good work," and he'd be like, "Yeah."
That'd be too meta, I think, for this movie.
So.
You don't think so?
It was already
pretty meta in a way.
It wasn't taking itself seriously in the slightest.
Yeah,
I don't think it was really trying to. The thing is, there's a fine line when you're trying to do that self-aware, meta commentary stuff. It still has to be engaging. You still have to strike the right tone. You have to do it tactfully. It can't just be, I can do whatever I want because I'm self-aware. I get a pass.
Yeah. And it wasn't that movie, but could have done something there for sure.
Yeah.
Felt like they needed to, and they just said, "Oh, we're going to do that in the credits, and we're just going to show all the stunt scenes behind the scenes of the movie itself."
So many layers.
Oh, so many layers to that movie.
Cake made of bleached blondes.
Let's talk about rom-coms for a second. They disappeared for like 10 years. This wasn't exactly a rom-com, but I think if you go look at the trailer, it was an action rom-com.
When is the last big rom-com? Ryan Gosling was in Crazy Stupid Love, which everyone loved.
Yeah, they didn't stop, but I think they were like, every year, you knew there were like 5 or 6 big rom-coms coming out, and then maybe like one a year for a while.
Yeah.
Then there was one, I cannot remember the name of this. It was on Amazon. Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. You remember this? It was It was kind of very similar to this. It was okay. It was fine, but it was like almost like meta in a way about a writer who's writing the story that she ends up inserting herself into, and she's saved by the guy who plays the guy she's writing about in her book. It's very similar, but again, trying to bring back rom-coms by adding another layer.
I don't know what you just said.
rewind the tape. You
Okay.
you watch it later.
Oh, we're making a video, aren't we?
Yeah, we sure
Easy.
are.
Grab the slider.
So maybe this is like rom-coms coming back, I guess.
I would
like add an
not call
action
this
element.
a rom-com. I don't think they wanted it to like. Yeah,
It had comedy. It had romance. It's a rom-com.
not any more than like Top Gun. Okay, more comedy
More
than
than
Top Gun.
Yeah.
But in terms of the romance, I don't
Then
think
what
they were.
genre is
I don't
this?
think they were trying to make it like. I didn't feel even remotely compelled by the love story.
No.
I wasn't rooting for them to get back together.
They didn't have a lot of
And I
chemistry
genuinely-
together.
Like I don't think it was the point of the movie. I don't think they really were like, this is,
No.
we really want to get our hooks into people. We really want them to be rooting for these two to get back together. I just don't think anyone cared. And they got together at the end and you're like, okay, cool.
No, but you got these two huge stars, and it is the whole like. I guess it's not the point of the movie. He wasn't really like that. Was like a side plot. Them trying to get back together. The main plot of the movie was him just trying to. I guess maybe it was. Maybe that was the main plot of the movie.
I mean, I think he was looking for himself more than anything else. Like this thing happened.
He's trying to get back into his.
Just trying to like
The love of his life,
obviously-
which is a career, or it's her.
Well, even just to get out of the rut, I mean,
Yeah.
they set up the whole scene with him and it being a valet and living in this little place and whatever he was doing, looking like a surfer.
Yeah.
Like clearly this guy is down in the dumps. He needs to get control of his life, and I think that was more the point, more the trajectory of what they were going for.
Unclear plot, I would still say. Kind of just blah. Just
Yeah.
to set up for stunts.
Just to set up for stunts.
But still, I think they needed
So many
the
stunts.
romance element to get like couples into the theater, because I think this is definitely a movie you could, see with a significant other and both have a decent time. This wasn't a bad movie.
no.
So I don't know. I think that's a tact that the studios are kind of flirting with, because you can't exactly say this is an action, like purely an action movie. An action
No.
comedy? Maybe there were a lot of action comedies, buddy comedies in the 80s, and this is kind of similar to
It
that.
was definitely an action comedy.
Yeah.
It falls squarely
Okay.
in there.
All right.
Um,
Maybe I'll lose the rom-com element here,
Yeah.
but it was almost there.
I mean, I think they were just trying to do something pretty original. I think it was indulgent, and I think it was meant to be. Like
Gratuitous.
It was just Hollywood people making a Hollywood movie about Hollywood stuff, kind of.
They're good at that. They love to,
be
who better to
indulgent.
tell people about themselves and their careers than
Yeah.
people making the movies.
I mean, you do put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Um,
What else?
What else do we like? Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Playing Matthew McConaughey
Oh,
at the end.
you think that was the point?
He's just doing a Matthew McConaughey impression. At the
Not
end.
a good one.
Not a good one. Do you know he's going to be James Bond? Is that true?
Oh, I don't think so.
Maybe it's just a rumor. You
Is he
can't believe.
British?
I'm pretty sure he's British.
Oh, I was American. I have to sneeze.
And
We're gonna keep it in. I'm not gonna sneeze.
oh, it's gone.
Yeah,
One of the weird things about being a human, sneezes, they can just disappear.
they're super weird.
Yeah, he was.
he's very not compelling as an actor. I do not give two craps about him. I think,
His accents were strange.
yeah, I mean, I think the best character I've ever seen him play was Kick-Ass, and even then, he didn't have too much to do. He just
Yeah.
had to be kind of a
He was ripped. He got in shape for the movie.
He
Probably
did.
to play James Bond. Tell us, maybe we're wrong.
He got in super shape for something before. I mean, he was in Marvel. He was.
He was Quicksilver, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of blah there. It was all about Ryan Gosling. Let's just be
What's
honest.
going on?
It was 100%
Another Ryan
about-
Gosling vehicle.
Yeah. Dude's just living his best life right now. Good for him.
Yeah, I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon. He makes decent choices, and I
Who
don't
can
think this was
replace
a
him?
bad one. Like I can't. If I were Ryan Gosling and someone approached me to make this movie, I would be like, hell yeah.
He's got a good manager, because there has a variety of roles within his career. He hasn't been typecast into any one thing. Has he done a single recurring character? Or has he only done like single roles?
One-offs.
Which is kind of interesting. It's rare these days, I
He's
feel
in a
like.
TV show.
Huh?
Yeah, he was in a Young Hercules,
Oh, he was a young Hercules,
which I
wasn't
watched
he?
when
Used
it was
to watch that at my
actually
grandparents'
on.
house.
And,
Yep.
I thought it was great.
He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he has.
And
He was this Mickey Mouse Club.
he was a child star that seemingly has made it out without losing his mind. So good job there.
We don't know the truth, but yeah.
I mean, if you're continuing to make movies at this level, you're 100% fine. I don't know. Anyway, it seems like he's doing great.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think he's okay. He married, what's her name from
Eva Mendes.
Everything. Yeah, they fell in love on the set of Place Beyond the Pines, which, have you seen it?
I haven't.
It's actually really good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I watched a career retrospective.
I'm like one of
Ryan
9
Gosling.
people who liked that movie.
Yeah. The YouTube video I watched about his entire career said it was really good.
You said the movie was good?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah. He hasn't really done a lot of flops, a lot of stinkers. So
I'm trying to
keep
think
it
of
going.
one. There's got to be one.
Oh, there's definitely one, but I can't think of it either. So maybe that's. I mean,
He's done some really dramatic roles too. He did this movie called Half Nelson where he plays this teacher who's a drug addict. And he befriends this girl from like a really problematic home situation. And it's heartbreaking and really good.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Okay. Well, lots of Ryan Gosling films to check up on. I think he's the top guy in Hollywood.
so,
Probably
too.
to be dethroned by somebody that doesn't exist right now.
Yeah. He and Emma Stone. That's what I heard.
They need to make another movie.
People were talking about how they are. That's been a.
She should have been in this movie.
So
she
when
would
you-
actually
you
been
ask
so much
about
better.
Recurring. He's been a recurring Emma Stone.
Yeah, they've
partner.
done 3 movies, I think.
I think they've done 3.
Catch Me If You Can.
No. Crazy.
Pineapple Express.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep, they were beautiful in that.
And I Love Lucy. No, La La Land,
La La
Crazy
Land?
Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love.
I know they had another one. I just can't remember what it was.
But those 2 are great.
They have really good chemistry, and that we don't have any of those couples. We don't have any more of those couples. Those things are kind of gone because like throughout the '90s, early 2000s, you had these pairing offs, and it was usually in rom-coms.
Richard Gere and
Julia
Shania
Roberts,
Twain. Julia Roberts.
Shania Twain.
It's late, man. It's past my bedtime.
Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan.
Okay,
did a couple. There were more. I'm not huge on rom-coms.
Remake this movie. They did a reference to deepfake. I say remake this deepfake. Put Emma Stone in it. It'd be a better movie.
Ooh.
Would it not?
I mean, you got to do like an AI, her like weird, I've been smoking accent, American accent
Yeah,
voice.
she does have a oddly smoky accent, but she's had it
Sounds
forever,
like
so
smoking.
I doubt she actually smokes. But
Maybe she's been smoking
yeah.
forever.
Okay, should we put a button on this? You want to give it a rating? Out of 10? Out of 100? Use a letter system? What have we haven't done? We haven't created a movie system. How many? We need it to relate back to cars. Let's think this out real quick.
Because it's FilmWheel.
How many, yeah. Well, we should talk about the name maybe.
FilmWheel.
The last time we did this podcast,
We have a name now.
we said
At least for now.
we said we might change it. We said 2 Dumb Dads. We talked about Talking Lot, and then I said the stupidest thing I've ever said in my entire life. I said Talkula, which is not a bad name for a podcast. If
Yes. Feel free to use Talkula for your podcast.
Take it and run with it.
It's all
Just
yours.
shoot us a note, credit us for that. It's pretty good.
You
But
should wear
have
the
to do a horror.
plastic. If you're going to do it, do the plastic vampire teeth.
Yeah, welcome to Talkula.
Where we talk about drugs. Not really.
Okay. Yeah. FilmWheel.
Keep it family friendly.
Yeah, no drug references here.
FilmWheel, because we're in a car.
We're in a car. It sounds like film reel.
Kind of.
You came up with it.
I sure did.
You sure did. And then a throwback back to the original name that you told me was ChatGPT, but it was really me. I used AI to create the logo.
Sure did.
I'm throwing that out there. I'm letting everybody know.
And we're both designers, so
We're busy.
That's the crazy thing.
The whole point about doing this podcast is that we're busy. We get to do something creative. We make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Which we are right now, even though we're tired. It's
Yeah.
past our bedtime because we're old and we're dads.
Okay. What are we going to see next? Well, no.
We didn't rate it.
Yeah. What's our system? Steering wheels? How many steering wheels would you give this? That's pretty good. How many cylinders?
11 steering wheels. I give it 11 steering wheels. How many do you give it?
That's really hot. That's how are we gonna do this in the summer?
It is hot.
We're gonna need a fan.
We need to
Hopefully
just-
the audio is better. That's why the engine is off.
Yeah,
and the
well-
AC is not running, so that the
No,
audio
we can
sounds
get
a lot
that.
better.
We can rip that out.
We can get some fans
We need
and
to
just
run. No, we need to run the
frequency
car.
notch it out.
We need to run it with air conditioning. I'm getting
Okay.
really hot.
Okay,
Sweaty.
yeah. All right. 11 steering wheels from you. We'll figure out the scoring system.
The points don't matter.
I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's not a
Oh.
bad movie. Could have been way better. Just didn't love it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel like
sticking
you
with
go higher.
11 steering wheels.
11 steering wheels.
Yeah,
Okay.
11 steering wheels.
All right. Let's put this on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we gonna see next? I don't know. Can you move the
You'll
planet
find
up,
out when we find out.
Okay. Yeah.
Internet audience.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Peace out.
See ya next time. Have a good night. Good night.
Have 11 good nights.
Yeah. 11 steering wheels of good night. Goodbye.
Coffee.